these processed foods are like modern crack, so why not just go on a diet and try to stop eating them? But diets ultimately fail if you just take away the bottle from the baby. It needs something, so it's gonna
Yeah.
you need to first establish yourself with like a place to go instead. Is that kind of what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Absolutely. I think you put it in a really great way. And its simplest form, that's what it is. And so we have to address the role that these foods play in our life and
Mm.
address and uncover what problems they are masking. I want to say solving, but they're not really solving. They're just masking. So what are the problems they're masking? And I want to say this. So I've worked with more than 400 people over the last 7 years, 6 or 7 years. The stories that I hear, I wish I didn't hear.
Mm.
As a trauma survivor myself, the number of stories I hear of trauma,
Yeah.
um, and it's not to say that everybody who struggles with their weight has to have trauma in their background, but the number of times I hear it
Yeah.
is shocking. And the stories I hear are, it's like, I had 2 miscarriages, my mom has cancer, and my husband wants a divorce. Well, holy crap. No
Yeah.
wonder things are hard right now.
Mm.
And, you know, because I remember my own trauma response. Like, I just felt so overwhelmed with everything. 4 people tried to beat me to death. For what? Because I was a representation of something they felt had oppressed them. They didn't know I was from
Mm.
Canada. They didn't know I was working for an NGO helping underprivileged youth or anything. They did nothing. All they saw was a representation, and that's what led them to do what they did to me. And so I only share that because I say, like, I was totally unequipped. But awareness is the first step to change. So realizing that I was unequipped to deal with this, and then I needed to get help outside of my own brain,
Mm.
because it's so hard living with that, like, emotional ticker tape in your head all day. And it's so interesting because there's the 2 parts. Because people would ask, like, because I usually get like these sort of bouts of rage. I wouldn't act out, but they would well up within me, and I would literally
Mm.
push them down and push them down with food, because my logical brain was saying, like, this doesn't belong here. This isn't who you are. You're
Mm.
not this angry person. You're this caring person who wants to help the world. And yet
Yeah.
you have this rage in you because of the injustice that was perpetrated against you. I would just, instead of giving place to those feelings and not feeling guilty for them, I would try to bury them. And the problem
Mm-hmm.
is they just keep coming back. And so I share that because it's like, there is a time and a place to give place to some of the ugly feelings we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of being human.
Yeah.
In all of our imperfect glory. I remember one call with a client. She just about screamed for 15 minutes straight. Not like but ranted. And I just held space for her. And at the end of it, she's like, "Oh, it feels better." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, and I'm not here to judge her. I'm like, "That is amazing. I'm so glad that you're no longer, you don't have that trapped inside you anymore,
Mm.
where you're burying this with food. You've finally been heard and validated, and you've spoken the words you want to speak, and another human being has just given you the space. I didn't interrupt or any.
Mm.
It's so funny that, like, I say I'm a nutrition coach, but really nutrition is just the vehicle.
Yeah. To the deeper work that is driving maybe a nutrition problem, but also a more global like life problem and
Yeah.
potential for like renewal.